Professor Vexnora had used the Carillion puzzle box for 30 years as her opening lesson at the Academy of Advanced Sciences. The crystalline cube, with its shifting surfaces and quantum-locked mechanisms, typically took her brightest students 3 to 4 weeks to solve. The record stood at 6 days, set by a Zealothy prodigy who went on to revolutionize warp drive technology. This, she announced to her new class of xenobiology students, is your first assignment. Open it. Inside, you'll find a real syllabus for this course. You have until... Click. The human in the back row, Marcus Torres, according to her roster, was holding the open box, reading the holographic text that projected from within. He hadn't even sat down yet, his backpack still slung over one shoulder. The classroom fell silent. 23 students from 16 different species stared at the human, who seemed oblivious to their shock as he scrolled through the syllabus. Ow! Vexnora's voice cracked, a first in her teaching career. That's a quantum-encrypted multidimensional lock system with over 40 million possible combinations. Marcus looked up, suddenly aware everyone was staring. Oh, sorry. Should I have waited? He closed the box with a soft click, then opened it again with 3 quick movements. Want to put it back? You solved it in seconds. Technically, I solved it while you were talking. About 12 seconds. He set the box on his desk. The wear patterns on the surface indicate the most commonly touched areas. Your tentacle oils left microscopic residue showing the correct sequence. You've been opening it the same way for years. The quantum lock isn't actually random. It follows a Fibonacci sequence offset by prime numbers. Pretty standard for Carillion tech. A Proxillion student raised 2 of her 4 hands. But how did you know it was Carillion? The crystalline structure. They always use a 7-sided base pattern because of their septimental mathematics system. Once you know that, the rest is just... He made a vague gesture, pattern recognition. Professor Vexnora slithered closer to his desk, her species equivalent of stumbling in shock. Mr. Torres, have you encountered this puzzle before? Nope. First time. He pulled out his notebook. But I fixed my mom's washing machine when I was 6. It's basically the same principle. Things that spin, click, and lock. Just fancier. A washing machine, Vexnora repeated flatly. You're comparing a masterwork of Carillion engineering to a washing machine. Well, yeah. Input, process, output. The box just has more steps between input and output. He tilted his head. Actually, the washing machine is more complex. This only has one function. The washer has like 12 cycles. Thresh, a draconian who'd been working with a similar puzzle for his doctoral thesis, stood up abruptly. Show us. Slowly, Marcus picked up the box. Okay, so first you ignore what it wants you to do. See these glowing bits? They're distractions. The real mechanism is here. He pressed what looked like a flat surface, where the temperature is slightly different. Then you listen to the clicks. 1 click means rotate left, 2 means right, but 3 means you go back to the beginning except on the opposite axis. He manipulated the box as he talked, his fingers moving with casual precision. The quantum lock isn't locked at all. It's more like a suggestion. Humans are good at ignoring suggestions. We see do not press buttons and immediately want to press them. So when a lock says you can't open this, our brains go bet. Click. The box opened again. Also, Marcus added, pulling out the syllabus, the real trick is that it's not actually a puzzle. It's a test of whether you'll try the obvious solution first. The box wants to be opened. You just have to ask nicely. He paused. By ask nicely, I mean apply rotational force at these 3 points simultaneously while thinking about the square root of 7. Thinking about the square root of 7. A skeptical Altarian asked. Yeah, the quantum lock responds to neural patterns. Math thoughts have a specific electromagnetic signature. Marcus shrugged. Doesn't everyone know that? Professor Vexnora looked at her lesson plan for the semester. 12 weeks of gradually teaching advanced problem-solving techniques. Then she looked at the human, who was now absently solving and resolving the box one-handed while reading the syllabus. Mr. Torres, she said carefully, have you considered teaching this class instead? Marcus looked up, genuinely confused. But I'm here to learn. What could you possibly learn here? He smiled. Well, apparently there are 40 million wrong ways to open that box. I only know one right way. Seems like there's a lot to learn about being wrong. The class laughed nervously, but Vexnora felt something shift in her understanding of humans. They didn't just solve problems, they dissolved them, approaching from angles that shouldn't exist. Everyone partner with Mr. Torres, she announced. Your new assignment is to learn to think like a human. Marcus raised his hand. Is that going to be on the test? Mr. Torres, you're the test.